It's not gonna fall.
Alright guys, so this is the actuator for the transfer case. So this is the transfer case right here. This is the actuator. We're gonna replace this first to see if this is the cause of the car not going into gear. I hope it's not the transfer case. If it's the transfer case, this whole assembly needs to come down. Luckily, I don't have to take this crossbar out, because if it's just a transfer case, we could just slip this thing out, hopefully, out of its spot by taking some of the bolts out. But let's first take this actuator out, then we'll go from there. There's two bolts. There's one here, and there's one up there. So it should be an easy replacement. So stay tuned, we're gonna do that.
I can't see it.
Come down here. Okay, we're using a 12mm wrench to open the top one first, then we're gonna get to the other.
Oh my gosh.
You get to the one on the bottom.
Wait, is this one?
Yeah, so take the screw out. Alright, put it in the box right there. Anywhere in the box. Alright, we're gonna take Cool. Alright, so one thing you guys want to be careful with, this thing is probably going to leak, so have something at the bottom of the actuator, below the actuator. There's a rubber seal that's going to be connected to this. There's also, hold this, there's also a air hose right here that you're going to have to disconnect. So this air hose right there goes on top right there. So testing the actuator seems to be functioning, but we won't know until I'm gonna test out. Hold on, I put some light in here. So this thing seems to be working, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to engage the transfer case to see with the flathead screwdriver to see if I'm actually gonna go into 2 high, 4 low, and 4 high. All right, so I have a screwdriver in here, and I'm gonna turn it all the way to the right. This should engage 4. This is as far as I could go. And then I'm gonna turn the tires. See if any of the front tires are rolling. None of the front tires are rolling. And that includes the middle piece. The drive shaft is not even moving. So let's this is not engaged at all, so we're gonna move it all the way to the left. This should be 2-wheel drive. Let me see if 2-wheel drive engages. So 2-wheel drive is not even engaging. So I have the car in neutral.
That wheel's spinning the other way.
I have the transmission in neutral. So at least the drive shaft should be engaging, but the drive shaft is not engaging at this point. So I'm thinking we have a bad transfer case. I was afraid this was gonna be the issue, but...
Wait, so does that mean we have to pull down the entire car?
No, not the entire. But I'm gonna put the new actuator in just to be on the safe side. And rule that out first before I get to the transfer case issue. So let's install the new one. All right, so the new actuator is in. I'm gonna lower the car and see if this is actually gonna work or not. So it's a long shot, but hey, we're gonna have to try it. All right, we're in the car. Let's see if we get anything different. It says 4 low. Which is in 2 right now. It's not engaging at all. Okay, that turned off. The four-wheel drive is on. It's such a disappointment. I thought it was the actuator, but it's not. Look, I'm in reverse. Yep, it's not engaging. All right, transfer case comes down, guys. Transfer case comes down. All right, so that was a bust. I'm gonna put the car up back up. We're gonna start taking the transfer case down, I guess. So it wasn't the actuator. So let's do that next. Okay, part 2 of the Xterra transfer case repair. So I basically got the drive shafts off. Both drive shafts are off. Right? I got all the screws out as much as I can, but it doesn't seem to wants to budge out of this place. Now, if you see up there, see that little rubber piece? That's where the gear is. I was kind of hoping not to need to open that up, but I think I have to open that up to see. I think there's 1 or 2 screws up there that I probably missed on top of the transfer case and where the transmission kind of meet. So I'm gonna have to bring the car down, get into the car, open that piece up, and see where the issue is. And as you can see, I have a little strap under this. It is just in case if it falls, this kind of catches it and that piece will fall on the exhaust. I know it's not a practical way of doing it. I'm waiting for my transmission jack to show up, but in the meantime, I want to make sure it kind of gets loose and I could get this down some way somehow. But I don't want to hit it with hammer or risk breaking any of the parts here. So I'm gonna bring the car down, open up the boot, and see what's down there and possibly try to get this thing off the transmission. So let's do that. All right, in order to take that out, we're gonna have to take this piece out. So we're gonna take these 2 cups out. Then this should just pop out like this, right? And I think this is the airbag controller right here. There's a computer here, but we don't care about that right now. We don't need that. Then we're gonna let me adjust the camera. Here we go. We're gonna unscrew the shift knob. Then we're gonna remove this. All right. So now we have this. Let me show you guys. All right, so there are 4 nuts right here. 1, 2, 3, and there's another one right here, 4. And we gotta loosen, there's one right here, 5, that holds this bracket right here. So I think that's a number 10, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, number 10. All right, and it has an arrow where this needs to go. So we're just gonna kind of loosen that up. Let's open this up real quick, guys. All right, so I had one casualty, one of the bolts broke. So now this should be loose, and I should be able to get this thing out like so. And let's see. Okay, so this is the transfer case. There are no more screws that I need to open on this end. Ooh, and look at that. That's not good, guys. Look at this. This thing is like fully ripped. So I'll probably have to get something to replace that too. Alright. Full inspection. No more screws up here for the transfer case. This is the transfer case right there. So now I see it's kind of loose right there. So I'm gonna have to kind of slowly tap this. This is, I think this is the vacuum line. So let's put that here for now. So that's out of the way. Alright, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to kind of tap this out. Maybe I could do some from here, just, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna try to pry this out a little bit somehow, and then slowly get the other side out. I don't think I'm missing any more screws on any side. I took everything out, but you know, it doesn't hurt to double check everything, guys. Okay, so let me try to pry this out just a little bit before I come back and film it again for you guys to see how it's gonna pop out. So stay tuned.
Okay. I got it.
All right, so after many hits, many banging, many pieces of wood breaking, this thing finally gave loose, and right now is resting on the gear where the shaft coming out of the transmission. But I have a piece of wood sitting here. It's resting on this. It kind of came out and started resting on this, so I gotta try to figure out to get this thing out, lifting it up and bringing it down. I don't know how heavy it is, so I'm gonna have my son hold the camera while I attempt to get this thing down, possibly without getting myself injured. So I'm gonna turn it over to him. All right, hold the camera on this. I'm gonna try to figure this out. This is.
Is your knee okay?
My knee is fine. Alright. So.
Oh, we got it.
We don't really have it. Because this is extremely heavy. Woo! Alright.
And there she is, guys.
Alright, give me the camera. Alright, so there she is. I do not recommend doing it like the way I did. This is very, very heavy. approximately about 60, 80, or 100 pound even. And I made a mistake of not wearing my gloves, so I'm gonna have some bruises. But it's out. So this is spinning. I did break a screwdriver. I'm gonna try something. I want to see if all the way to the left. This should disengage. Oh, you hear it? Now it should be in second gear. It just disengaged into second gear. So yeah, there's definitely something wrong inside. All right, but I'm still gonna open it up because I want to see what's going on inside. I want to see if there's something I could fix instead of spending $500 on a used transfer case. Again, let me take this off. So, very heavy. If you're gonna do this and you're not taking the transmission down, have some sort of transmission jack under it, or at least lower the car to the ground and put the floor jack to it so you could actually easily pull it out without getting injured or struggling like I did. But we're gonna open this up. We're gonna look inside. We're gonna see what the hell is going on inside of this transfer case, and we're gonna try, if I can, I'm gonna attempt to fix this. So that's the next piece coming up. We're gonna take this apart. We're gonna take the bolts apart. We're gonna break the seal. A bunch of fluid is gonna fly out, and we're gonna see.
It's gonna be a mess.
It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. And from what I remember, because I did watch some videos on this, that most of the gears and the chains on this side, and this is where the gear engages with the two-wheel drive. So four-wheel drive, everything is here. So we're gonna figure out a way to get this disassembled and try to figure out what's going on. So stay tuned.
Wait.
Alright guys, so the new transfer case is here. Now I'm gonna install this transfer case, but I don't want to lift it because I recently had a procedure done and I can't lift anything that's heavy. So I'm gonna try to use a pulley system to pull this up because I do not have my transmission jack. It hasn't shown up. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I'm gonna try to pull it up as high as I can, then slip a 2x4 underneath it, stick it up there, and hope for the best and not die in the middle of this process. So let's see if I could make this happen without dying, or have this thing falling on me while I'll try to put it in place. So let's see how this goes. Alright guys, so the new transfer case is here. Now I'm gonna install this transfer case, but I don't want to lift it because I recently had a procedure done and I can't lift anything that's heavy. So I'm gonna try to use a pulley system to pull this up because I do not have my transmission jack. It hasn't shown up. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I'm gonna try to pull it up as high as I can, then slip a 2x4 underneath it, stick it up there, and hope for the best and not die in the middle of this process. So let's see if I could make this happen without dying, or have this thing falling on me while I'll try to put it in place. So let's see how this goes. Well, that didn't work. That absolutely did not work. All right, transfer case is in. All right, transfer case is in, but misstep on my end. I don't know if you guys can see it. See those two pieces? One of them is a guide pin. On the other side is in, and there is one on the bottom right here that's not in. So now I gotta be able to take that one out. Motherfucker. Sorry for the curse word, but yeah. So now I gotta figure out a way to take that one out first before I could slide this in. So yeah, stay tuned. Let me do that and come back. All right. I punched this nut out, this little guide out. Now she's sitting in. I just have to bolt it in, put all the screws in, put the drive shaft in, plug in all the sensors, and hope for the best, guys. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, this was definitely painful for me right now. I'm kind of hurting, so I'm probably gonna go take like an hour, 2-hour break before I come back and put these on. Alright, I'll be right back. Guys, I'm so freaking excited. I'm gonna show you guys something that's gonna be awesome. Look at this. Alright, you see it's on 2-wheel drive. I'm gonna put on 4 high. Then I'm gonna push it for full low. It's on 4 low, 4 high, two-wheel drive. I'm so excited. I think that was the issue. I think the problem solved, but we're gonna go for a drive. The tires are engaging perfectly. I could feel it when I put the car in gear. Let's take the car off the lift. Let's take it for a drive. Let's see if it's gonna work. So stay tuned. Alright guys, the car is on, off the lift. Let's go for a ride. It goes in all the gears except reverse. I wonder why. Alright, troubleshoot time. Be right back. Alright, user error. I had to push the gear down and put it in reverse for it to engage. So we are actually moving out of the garage. I was wondering why it wasn't engaging going into fifth gear until I found out. So hey, this is awesome. Has jump. Yeah. It is very loud for an Xterra. It does not have exhaust lead because the gentleman I got this from, he changed the exhaust, and any problem. The car drives very good. It is just a little loud, but it is what it is. I'm just taking it around the block just to see how the car feels. I want to see if the car overheats. This is on two-wheel drive, so everything seems very loud. This is freaking hilarious. I can't believe how loud this car is. I tell you what, the car drives fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There's airbag sensors on, but I think that's there's a collision sensor that needs to be replaced according to the code. I am going to do a bunch of fluid changes on this car, differentials, regular oil change, transmission. I'm also going to change the transfer case oil as well. So guys, a success to this car, I guess. It's driving fine. It's not overheating at all. It's working fine. Changes gear great. And you know what? Super happy about this. Super happy. Can't believe I am super happy. So stay tuned until the maintenance parts comes in. I am going to put this car to some tests, do the maintenance, and we'll go from there. Let's see if I'm going to keep the car or sell it. So peace out.